One of the most popular inside jokes regarding the aesthetics of commercial films included the YRF obsession with the yellow palette. The case of Sepia Gone Bad was clear with its recent releases, and the repetitive template almost made the posters quality redundant. This was not the case, however, of the cinematography of the first installments of the spy universe, including Ek Tha Tiger, Tiger Zinda Hai, and War. The ruggedness of the Middle East with Tiger and Zoya got a welcome change in 2019 as Kabir and Khalid hit it off against each other as they dished it out across Europe and even Russia. What's however undeniable is that it was tough to differentiate and point out the aesthetic changes made by Siddhartha Anand from War to Pathaan, more or less having the same vibe and aesthetic. Exotic locations, good-looking characters, stylish action set pieces across elements of nature, bordering slightly to being over the top, and music for mostly breaking the narrative momentarily, and a conclusion that borders on hero saves the day. Achhi chalti hui gaadi ko badalne ka kya fayda, as David Dhawan would say. And Siddhartha Anand stuck to the script, and luckily it worked out wonders, but it's undeniable that Pathaan was a lightning in a bottle, just in terms of timing and what it meant for Shah Rukh Khan's career. Making me think as I explored the upcoming mass action films that are especially releasing from the Kannada film industry, is there going to be an eventual exhaustion and death to the recycled nature of these mass pan-Indian action films? Post the mania that was caused by the KGF franchise, the two big upcoming releases from the Kannada film industry include Kabza and Martin. Other than the fact that Ravi Basroor is lending his energetic and sometimes blaring background score to all three films, you would be lying to yourself if you think that both the films don't only remind you of the Prashant Neel aesthetic but also follow the beats of what could presumably be the screenplay of the film and the motivations of its characters. Let's take Kabza for example. It presumably focuses on a pre-independent India where, due to unforeseen circumstances, the principal character joins the underworld. A face-off with the police will ultimately unfold as he rises up the ranks and becomes too powerful, and the icing on the cake of the Kabza trailer is how it ends with the emotional core of a mother and her boundless love, something that stayed consistent with the KGF franchise. Martin, however, looks what is known as a project, doubling down on what a pan-Indian mass action film represents in each department. You've got the grey and dusty aesthetic, a nationalistic sentiment, fast-paced and rapid editing, an India-Pakistan conflict, a rugged from-the-soil hero, violence galore, and the case of everything being larger than life, almost to the point of being unintentionally funny in some cases. Dhruv Sarja slightly scarred me with Pogaru and its storyline, but this just seemed like an amalgamation of several Matlab Kuch Bhi moments, making me wonder, as I did about the YRF spy universe, does the Kannada film audience also get tired of the same beats being followed by the future releases, banking on the success of the KGF franchise, thinking that this is what works? Is not the aesthetic almost identical? And what faith do you have with the Dhruv Sarja project? Let's get on to more of what we saw in the Martin teaser. First of all, the teaser already incorporates the editing style of the KGF franchise. The voiceover introducing the infamous protagonist with jump cuts transitioning to black screens, and just so that you know, his jacket makes sure of his character traits. If the character trait was not enough, our hero also makes his nationality loud and clear, tattooing Indian across his arm. Veerasimha Reddy style, each footstep blasts a gust of wind behind him, and our yoke powerlifter presumably is a prisoner of war who definitely does not have a gym split across the week, just biceps, triceps and shoulders all day every day. An ambush in the showers in jail almost looks like a deleted scene from ABCD. And I have to say that the dialogues, "You think you are strong? I know I am strong," trumps violence, violence, violence easily. Our KGF journalist has become a doctor in this case. Guru Pandyan and popular Instagram star Anveshi Jain have joined the party as well. If the cinematic universe was not crazy enough, the villain from A Flying Jut also joins the party while being chained like a wild animal. It just seems like a lot of everything, and in the same process, not a lot of substance. One of the things that especially became abundantly clear with the Romantics documentary is that every 5 years or so, or to a decade, the content that sticks with audiences or something that they really crave for changes. This was noted when the heartfelt storylines of Rajesh Khanna transitioned to the angry young man played by Amitabh Bachchan, how the 80s mostly thrived with the loud action films and Tamil and Telugu remakes, and how the 90s with the mark of globalization led to the celebration of romantic storylines. Each decade or so, the mood of the audience changes and the creators follow suit. If you look at the 2010s itself, Hindi cinema with the success of movies like Ghajni, Wanted and Rowdy Rathore restricted themselves to remakes, transitioned to subtle social commentary and small town films with the likes of Ayushmann, Rajkumar and Kartik Aaryan, and now the flavor seems to be an event film with massive action set pieces. With YRF putting their bets on the spy universe developing and formulating the big face-off eventually, it also seems like the Kannada film industry has taken huge inspiration from the aesthetic and beats of the KGF franchise, and why wouldn't they? It was their biggest commercial success in history. What really leads to following trends, however, is that one creates projects not with the sole intention to tell a story, but to specifically mount it in such a way so that they can reap the benefits of audience's current mood. When you look at the likes of the recently released Tamil film Michael, the awful Bollywood releases in the form of Rashtra Kavach Om, Satyamev Jayate 2 and Hero Panti 2, the abomination that was Liger, the fact is clear that half-assing the genre that works is never going to lead to box office gold. In the process of a wave, many imitators come out, but the audience easily sniffs out a lackluster film versus the one which leaves no stone unturned. With the likes of Pathaan, Pushpa and the KGF franchise doing exceedingly well, I wonder whether around the time of 2025 where we would have seen Pathaan and Tiger face off, see how Allu Arjun and Fahad Fasil dished it out with Pushpa 2, see what Dulquer Salman has developed with King of Kotha, the Loki verse with Leo and how that materializes, and see Prabhas give a massive comeback with Salar, will we eventually get tired of this genre and move on to what will be termed as the new flavor? Will the new age of cinema be the heartfelt storylines like 777 Charlie and those that cross boundaries and connect with humanity globally like Donkey? I guess we will have to wait and watch. I thought of expanding on the current trend where the creators across languages are following suit and how we'll eventually look back at this era 3 to 4 years from now. I hope it isn't the same disdain with which the actors saw the 80s, and the future, while saturated and will inevitably be delivering bumper openings, really account for compelling storylines as well. There's no harm in seeing the glass half full. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what do you think about the aesthetic and beats that are being followed by various films across languages. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, the handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.